and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that was suggested by a subscriber. She wanted to know why I picked the girls' first and middle names, and I thought that was a great idea. Carla, if you're watching, thank you for suggesting that. I think she wanted me to do a couple tag videos, which I would love to do in the future, but I just wanted to make one whole video of their names because I feel like picking a name is a really big deal. So I want to explain exactly how we came up with everything in enough detail, which you couldn't really explain in a tag. So to begin with our name picking journey, the first name we ever talked about was when I was around 8 weeks, I think, and DB suggested Haley Jade. And I said there was no way we were naming our daughter that if we were having a girl, because I didn't like Haley, it was too common, and I didn't like Haley Jade because that's Eminem's daughter's name. So there was no way we were naming our daughter that, and it was off the table. I seriously thought I was having one baby boy. I did not know I was having girls, and I didn't know I was having twins until 20 weeks. But before that, one day we were at McDonald's, and we heard this mom calling for her son, and his name was Jaden. And I was like, I really like that name. I like that name a lot. I don't know very many Jadens. It's now a really common name, and I'm realizing that, so I'm glad that I didn't pick that name. But I was like, yeah, I really like that name for a boy or for a girl. And DB agreed that he liked it for a boy or a girl. So then on our 20-week ultrasound, we found out we were having twins, and then a couple days later we found out we were having twin girls. So at that time, DB was like, I don't like Jaden for a girl's name. So that was off the table, and even if not, I couldn't find a name that went with Jaden that wasn't girly, because there's no way that you could name Jaden and then have like a nice like girly name, because Jaden's kind of like a unisex boy name. It's like more boy than girl, so you couldn't have a really girly name and then Jaden. So that was okay, because now that it was twins, I was like, I couldn't be equal with the girliest names. So then I was looking up a bunch of names, and I already had found these names before, and I shot them down, but I was like, no, now that there's two babies, maybe he'll be like a little bit more lenient, because it is hard picking two names. Like, picking one name is hard enough, but picking like two equal names and two names that you like, and originally I was like, no twin names. I don't want twin names. I want them to not rhyme. I don't want them to be anything. I want them to have their own name. I just want them not to be like one unisex and one girly. I want them both to be like girly and not rhyming. So some names that I liked at the beginning were, and I still like to this day, were Brooklyn, Elena, and Raina. And we couldn't name it Raina because his oldest daughter's middle name is Rain. So he said that was too common and he didn't really want to do that. So Rain was off the table, and he didn't like Elena and he didn't like Brooklyn. But if it was just me, my twins would have had one of those names. Elena and Raina, Elena and Brooklyn, Brooklyn and Raina, Brooklyn and yeah, anyways. That's what their names would have been. So by this point, I'm getting really discouraged, and I'm like, I don't want to pick names anymore. It's hard. I don't like it because every name I pick, you don't like, and every name you pick is like the most boring classic name ever, and I don't like them. So finally, I went on the twin website, which I swore I didn't want twin names because I just didn't want them, but I went on the twin website and I found Haley and Hannah, and I'm like, I really like that. I like those two names together, and I really liked Hannah's name, and now I really do like Haley's name. Just throwing it out there, I do like Haley's name now. But these two names obviously still were my favorite, but I was compromising with my partner at the time. So then I suggested this, and he wasn't really sure about Hannah, and I was like, well, you know, like, it's gonna be next to impossible to find a name that we both like, I think. So, like, have some time to think about it, let it grow on you, and decide. Because we only had 9 weeks from the time we found out it was girls to decide on a name. And it did grow on him, and he started to like it, and his daughter liked it because Hannah Montana, and I was like, it's just all around a win. I like Haley and Hannah, and you liked Haley already, so it's like a win-win. Really, one of us both picked the name, kind of, except for I would have picked a completely different name. But, so that's what we picked. And then for middle names, I had always really liked Marie. My best friend's first daughter's middle name is Marie, and when I lived with her, she always used to call her daughter by her first and middle name, Becca Marie, and the Marie just really stuck out to me, and I just really started liking the middle name Marie. So I asked her if it would be alright if I could use that middle name, because obviously I didn't want to like steal her child's name, but it's just the middle name, and there's only like so many middle names you can pick from. But she said it was okay, so then I was like, okay, I like Marie. And then I didn't have which one was going to be Haley or which one was going to be Hannah picked out at this time, but I decided because Marie ended with an E sound that I wanted to do Hannah Marie instead of Haley, which has an E, and then another E, like Haley Marie. I actually have seen a lot of Haley Maries out there, and now I'm like, well, I guess I could have done it either way, but I just feel like I like that the E is on the name that doesn't have an E in the first name, if that makes sense. So it was going to be Hannah Marie, and I didn't know which one was going to be which, and then we still had to figure out a middle name for Haley. And so originally, someone suggested doing my mom's middle name or his mom's middle name, and my mom's middle name is Joy. And at the time, I can't say what their last name was when I first named them, but I was like, there's no way it's going to be Joy, whatever. Like, it did not sound good at all. And her middle name was Anne, and then somebody suggested, well, what about if you, like, mix them together? So then we came up with Joanne. And at the time, I really liked the name because I thought it was nice that both of our parents were in the name and that it actually would mean something rather than just, like, random names they had picked. And then I actually talked to my best friend, my other best friend, so I have two best friends. One of them, I used her daughter's middle name, and the second one, sister, is named Haley, and then I didn't know what her middle name was, and when I told her, she's like, that's my sister's middle name. So that would have been really weird if that happened to be Haley's middle name, but I ended up picking something else last minute, but I'll get to that. A friend from out of town came, and we were at a restaurant with her mom, and her mom told me what the meaning for Hannah was, and the meaning for Hannah is favored by God, or by the grace of God, I think, but by favored by God is what I knew. So instantly I was like, okay, the sick twin is getting the name Hannah, because, like, it's just perfect if she's gonna make it, and her name is going to be Hannah because it means favored by God, and, like, her life might not be perfect, but she is going to live, and she's going to be fine, and yeah, her name is going to be Hannah. So from then on, baby A, which was the sick one, was Hannah Marie, and baby B was Haley Joanne. So after they were born, I couldn't sleep for days. Like, I think I stayed awake for 2 days straight, which really makes you feel like crazy. Like, I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but I had, like, crazy amount of hormones, and, like, I didn't know what to do with it because I didn't have a baby, and I was stuck in this hospital room, and they were born really early, and, like, there's just so many things running through your mind that you just can't sleep. So I have this, like, really weird brain going on, and I just keep thinking, I don't like Haley Joanne, I don't like Haley Joanne, but then I was like, well, I don't really want to say anything because I don't know if my mom or his mom really wants us to name Haley that, and, like, I just don't know, and I don't know if DB wants the name to be that, and so I didn't say anything. But I think DB picked up on that because once he mentioned, before we went down to the NICU ward, if I wanted to name Haley's middle name something else, and I was like, yeah, I think I do, but I don't know what I would name it. So then he named off, like, 3 or 4 middle names, and one of the ones he said was Grace, and I was like, okay, I think I like that name, but I don't really know. I'm going to have some time to think about it. So we left, and we were going down to the NICU, and in the hospital, I don't know if every hospital is like this, but at BC Children's Hospital, there's plaques all on the walls that you can buy for your child, and you write their name and their birth date and, like, how much they were, or if they died, or whatever. And, like, there's so many plaques, it's, like, impossible to read all of the names. And me and him, from the whole walk down in the NICU, like, we went to Tim Hortons that day, we went back up to the room, back down. He was pushing me in a wheelchair, and I'd look up at the wall and instantly see a Grace. And he would look up at the wall and see a Grace, like, not even the same plaque, just a little bit over. And then, like, seriously, every time we would look at the wall, it would be Graces coming out of everywhere. Like, it was crazy how many Graces we found. And, like, today, if I walked the hall, I would not find Graces. So me and him decided that it's a sign and that we should name Haley Grace. And so that is how we came up with Hannah Marie and Haley Grace. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.